Well, guys, we made it back from Mini Meltdown. I think we got home at like 2:20 a.m. last night. Bus did great. We took all interstates home, much smoother sailing. New York, you guys got a problem with goddamn deer. I was freaking terrified of smoking some deers. So we got the Mini Meltdown car home. I've posted almost all the videos about this. The only thing I haven't posted is what I did to the front suspension. I'll let you guys know. I just didn't want it known before I went there. This car is running W-body spindles. I don't think I have it 100% yet because I know the tires were moving back and forth. So I gotta figure out what's broken. Unfortunately, we do not have time to pretty much even unload this car because I have to leave for a very long vacation that's well deserved. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unload this car, we're gonna unload the golf cart, and we're gonna go from there. So let's talk about Mini Meltdown. Guys, Mini Meltdown is one of those shows that every year I look forward to. It is my favorite show every year. The tech, Gully himself, the guy that runs it, spinning wheels, is such an amazing show. I actually like Mini Meltdown as much as I do. I actually put their logo and their company even on my door wrap just to go there. I think if you can make finals at Mini Meltdown, it says that you're pretty goddamn good. And I think that, you know, a heat win at Meltdown just to make it to finals is a win of most fair board shows pretty much. It is some of the best, hardest hitting, best drivers in the northeast of the USA. Everybody from Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maine, Vermont, New Jersey. Like, shout out to those Jersey boys, guys. I have never been hit as hard as I did last year from you guys, and then seeing you number 44 in that Consi, man, what some great shots. That guy in the Consi went from one end to the other. He lost all steering. The fucking bumper was into the motor, and he was still going. I don't know how that thing stayed running. I get to meet a lot of people at Meltdown that I only see once a year, and you know what? It's one of my favorite trips that I look forward to every year. Unfortunately, I was supposed to have Josh Archibald, Kevin Archibald, and Jesse Sandbrook come to bring down the Canadian force, but unfortunately, due to time restraints and some big shows here in Ontario, Josh and Kevin didn't have time to build a car because they were building for other shows, and Jesse, he had both of his equipment break down on the job site, so he spent most of his winter fixing his dozers. So, yeah, I went there alone. I was able to get Josh to come with me in pit. He didn't have time to build a car, but you know what? He still showed his face, and he was sad he didn't bring a car. Everybody there told him that they were rooting for him to win this year, and even Decker said he was missing the sound of that singing W-body. But it was a good run, that's for sure. And honestly, guys, I did the best I ever did last year, and I am so happy. I am so happy how well I did. Would you guys just look at that? It's not the trophy I wanted, it's a 4th place. But you know what? That is amazing. When they handed that to me, I was like screaming. It took me 5 attempts to get a goddamn trophy from Mini Meltdown. I'm so happy about that. Honestly, guys, my goal this year was to make it to feature. I honestly thought I was gonna have to fight my way through Consi, but I'm so happy I made it to feature, guys. It's like this right here. You guys think that you don't win a couple shows and then you quit kind of thing. A lot of these guys these days. This took me 4 or 5 years, I can't remember, I'd have to think about it, to get this trophy, and this is not even a goddamn 1st place. This is a 4th place, and I am so happy about this. Meltdown is one of those shows that if you say you made it to finals, you actually won. So let's talk about this car. Okay, let's go to the other side. So you guys know me, back is defense, front is offense. So in the heat, I use the front end a little bit too much, and the short side of the bumper, I apparently smoked somebody's cage. And when I did, the frame buckled really bad here and really bad all the way back here. It actually went underneath, and then it did something even weirder. You can't see it down there, but all through these propane tanks, the actual floor gave way where the mount is. Sorry, the subframe mount is. So like this whole corner came back almost 5 inches after one hit in the heat. So that's how tough some of these cars are. Subframe buckled hard. Like hard. And that was not good. So after the heat, you're allowed unlimited 9-wire. We pulled out the front core support to get a little bit more space. We put as much 9-wire here as we could, trying to keep stuff straight. I welded nuts to my repair plates at home while I had the welder. So that way running the 9-wire would be so much easier. And honestly, guys, I think that was the best thing I ever did. Some guys had holes in their plates, and I think that was even super smart, just to be able to run the 9-wire. So I went into the feature with a very, very hurt driver's side frame, but my back end, I still had the full back of this car. Like I was still to here. I think it took maybe 2 shots to the back. The back of my car was going fantastic. So the game plan for the feature was drive backwards. And I know I tell all you guys in Camrys, do not drive backwards. But honestly, guys, the front end was a goddamn wet spaghetti noodle, and the back end was folding up perfectly. So if anybody of you guys want to comment, thank you, Steven, for getting me to change my mind where I dimpled. Thank you, Steven. If you want to comment it, go for it. But the back end was coming up perfectly. Overnight, we did a little bit of work. We got a skid steer to push down the trunk a bit, and then I got him just to lift the very tip of the back of the roof, so then that way I could get a little bit more vision for the feature. But in the finals, I was driving backwards as much as I could, and you guys can definitely tell where all their goddamn pointy bumpers were going. Their goddamn pointy bumpers are going right into my cage. So everything in here is into the cage. This side is ripping away, but I was still driving. I had lots of car left. The car was doing really, really, really good. And then all of a sudden it started getting hot, and I was like, no. And then it just died. It just died out of nowhere. So it feels like I still can turn it, like in the ring. It was turning over, no problem. Lots of turnover speed. I had fuel and everything. Like the fuel pump was coming on. I had oil pressure when it died. I think there's either 2 things that happened. One, I burnt up a computer, or I burnt up a coil pack, and I lost 1 coil pack, and it just got too hot to run on 2 of the 4 cylinders. But what I think may have happened is this shot. This shot right here was a very big shot. And in the past, I've actually broken the Camry sending units. So I can't really get to it right now, but it actually broke my bolt-in cage down there. So this cage is gonna need some modifying. But the shot came right through my door and hit this cage, and I know it rattled this cage. It was super unhappy taking that shot, but I'm maybe thinking that it broke the sending unit inside the fuel pump. So if it did that, there was nothing I could do to refire this thing. It turned over good, I'll tell you that. It turned over great. But Meltdown is going to be a show that I really miss, and we're probably going to be looking for a replacement show of the same quality in June. So maybe, guys, if you got a show in the Upper East USA, just think of distance. I'm usually looking, Morris is about as far as I really wanted to go, because it's like 8.5 hours, and I kept track of all the fuel. I used 208 liters of fuel to get there and come home, so that's about $560 in fuel, 144 American dollars at Walmart for food, $125 registration, $80 to get Tabitha in for the weekend, and then $60 to camp for the weekend. It's an expensive weekend, guys, but I don't know. Super happy about this trophy, guys. It took me 4 years. 4 damn years to get this trophy. I still think this car's got a little bit of life in it. If that motor refires, it'd be really nice if it was something simple like a fuel tank, or maybe just change out a computer. But if it's dead, it's dead. We'll have to figure that one out. It's gonna be a while until we start tearing this thing down to see what's going on. But you know what, guys, I want to thank you guys. A lot of you guys that came up to me in Meltdown, it's why I go there. It's some of the most friendly people I've ever met. I got an awesome Zacks Workshop actual logo made for me out of Ford pistons and a Ford gear ring and some wrenches. Unfortunately, some of the JB weld did let go and it did fall off the trailer, and I don't know why I wasn't there, but it's got to be fixed. I don't want to show that to you until I get it fixed, guys, because it looks amazing when I got it. So shout out to everybody I hung out with there. Shout out to everybody that said hi. I think I took about 45 photos with people. Once Fueled by Haters found out it was the last year for the mini Meltdown, their kids were getting everybody, all the drivers, to sign the shirt. And like, nothing makes you feel like you're appreciated than stuff like that, because you feel like you're an actual somebody. You don't feel like you're just there to fill the promoter's pockets. You feel like you're actually there for the fans, you're there for the kids, you're there to put on the show, and it's very nice. But I'm very happy. I'm just sad that Meltdown's gone. We got home at like 3 a.m. It's like 9 a.m. right now, so we're tired. Josh got home with us, and we woke him up in the back of the bus because he was sleeping, and he actually had to drive home to get work pants and work boots and a hard hat, and then he had to drive 2.5 hours to the job site to be there for 6 a.m. So guys, shout out to Josh. He is probably at work right now, extremely tired, pounding energy drinks. So this is what it's like, guys. We got to take time off work, and if we don't, and then we got to beat ourselves up to do it. So thanks for watching, guys. There's going to be a lot more coming here on Zacks Workshop. Big shout out to Spinning Wheels. Guys, you put on a hell of a show every year. And thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you back here later on Zacks Workshop.